Hey everyone, today's going to be a bit of an announcement video. A Neptunia game has been announced for a Western release on the Nintendo Switch and Steam back in December. It is of course Neptunia Senran Kagura Ninja Wars, which previously was released on the PS4. With this new announcement, there are several things to look at, mainly graphics, which we can analyze because of Switch-specific screenshots having been supplied by Idea Factory. I've noticed some interesting differences. We'll talk about the added difficulty modes, and the limited edition too. Before we get to that, I'd like to talk about today's sponsor, NordVPN. As you may know, all sorts of hurdles get thrown at this channel, and it's really unfortunate when hard work doesn't end up being rewarded. But thankfully, there are companies like NordVPN that support the channel and allow me to keep creating the videos I want to make and you guys want to see. NordVPN is a fast and secure VPN with more than 5,200 servers around the world, and currently they're offering you guys a deal which you can check out at nordvpn.com/ysn. As a lot of you know, in certain countries there's several anime niche games that you can't buy because of reasons. But with NordVPN you can set your virtual location to another country and off you go. Now you can finally get Mary Skelter or Valkyrie Drive. This applies to other geo-restricted content too, of course, whether it's Japanese-only content you're trying to access or whatever other country it may be. I'm actually a big fan of UK panel shows, and with NordVPN I can easily watch episodes when they come out. Other than that, NordVPN also allows you to browse the web securely because of their next-gen encryption. A load of devices are supported, whether it's my Android tablet, iPhone, Windows gaming computer, or MacBook Air. NordVPN works great on all of them. And because NordVPN allows for 6 simultaneous connections, it easily handles all the devices I use regularly. Right now, NordVPN is offering a 2-year plan plus 1 additional month with a huge discount. Just go to nordvpn.com/ysn and make sure to use the coupon code YSN when checking out. It's risk-free thanks to Nord's 30-day money-back guarantee. Check the link in the description. And now, let's continue on with the video. Alright, let's talk release date first. In North America, we're looking at April 19th for the Switch game, and in Europe, it's going to be the 22nd. The Steam release date hasn't been announced yet, unfortunately. Hopefully that won't be too far off. I'll probably not make a video just because, the Steam version has been announced, like the release date. So maybe just follow me on Twitter or something and then I'll probably post it there. These ports will feature 2 new difficulty settings, easy and hard. I find the game to be pretty easy to begin with, so I'm more excited to see if hard mode makes the game more enjoyable. From what I can read in the description, it probably doesn't make the enemies smarter. It'll just make them deal more damage, so the enemies will probably be as dumb as always. And in terms of the easy mode, apparently you can just breeze through everything, so I guess if you want to just, follow the story, then there you go, you can do that. The alternate outfit DLC from the PS4 game will also be included in the Steam and Switch versions. I expected that since that was a free DLC after all. Let's take a look at the screenshots because I think that's the most interesting thing here. They are of the Switch version, though I can imagine the PC version will just have the same graphics as the original PS4 game, with minimal improvements, if any. The Switch version is very obviously downgraded in the visual department. That's very much evident right away. There's a very distinct lack of shading with the environments and the character models. Definitely a loss of depth there. Everything just looks kind of flat. And there's also more pixelation, and the art style exaggerates that. You can very much see a staircase extravaganza going on around the characters, especially in the hair department. The environmental textures weren't amazing on the PS4 game. Even the anisotropic filtering was really toned down, which was probably because of performance issues. And that's even more the case on the Switch. It doesn't look amazing. Honestly, it looks like a Vita game. From the Japanese announcement video, we can see the gameplay seems to run at 30 FPS, which I think is acceptable and in line with what the Vita could do with similar games like Shinobi Versus and Neptunia U. I think that's acceptable. It's not like I was expecting 60 FPS here. That would have been quite unrealistic of an expectation. If it's at least at Vita level, I think it'll be fine. From the screenshots, some of the menu elements look slightly low res, even though, I don't know, I guess they aren't in a way. You know how the Switch version of Neptunia RPG had this rough and slightly pixelated look to the edges of everything? It feels a bit like that. I think the Switch just doesn't handle transparency that well where it's supposed to smoothly transition, so it's a bit grainy. There we go, that's a better word than just pixelated. But there's also some low-res stuff, like in the inventory I noticed that poison thing here, the poison medicine, that image just does not look native at 1080p at all. And weirdly, I noticed something with the cutscenes. They all look overexposed. I think the skin tone is actually clipping, and yeah, the shading really suffers there. But that may not be accurate, like what the game looks like for real, because the official website shows the PS4 screenshots with the same overexposed look. I once recorded cutscenes of the original Neptunia game on the PS3 while utilizing some incorrect settings, and it looked bad, and these screenshots instantly reminded me of that. In terms of content, there doesn't seem to be any difference between any of the versions. People are worried about the Sony version being censored, and they're hoping that the Switch and Steam versions will be better. But these days, games are made with Sony in mind, especially since it came out for the PS4 first. So yeah, it's all the same, so that way they can say nothing's been cut. The Switch version is going to have a limited edition, which is exactly the same as the PS4 version, with the difference being the game, obviously. And it seems that it will also have an exclusive trading card, though the actual illustration hasn't been announced yet. The Switch cover is quite cool as it shows Asuka, Yuki, and Neptune rather than the traditional Senran Kagura style cover we got with the PS4 game. I think it actually fits better since the Switch case is taller. As expected, Neptune has a courtesy flap here too. And yeah, I guess that's mainly it. I hope the game runs well on the Switch, and hopefully the Steam version will have enough customizability options with controls and graphics. That's something PC gamers expect, and I think they really should put effort into that sort of thing with PC ports. Stuff like that gets neglected all the time. So that's that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.